We see it on a daily basis. People are coming to our office and they're very disappointed that they got caught up in a fraud. Some people don't lose anything. Some people have lost thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Welcome to the Door County Podcast. Thanks for pushing play. Now enjoy the show.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome into the KBD Apparel and Graphics Studio. This is the Door County Podcast. If you are in need of screen-printed t-shirts, sweatshirts, banners, signs, vehicle lettering, vehicle wraps, KBD Apparel and Graphics can help you out and help you stay top of mind in the community when that next person needs your service. T-shirts and vehicle wraps and lettering are like mobile billboards, so go find KBD Apparel on Facebook and Instagram at KBD Apparel and send a message. Welcome in, everybody. Hopefully you are all dug out from Snowstorm Elsa. So yeah, let's bring on spring. I know I'm ready for it, and I'm sure all of you are as well. So we're going to do something a little fun here in this episode. We're going to do a little giveaway. So I have a couple gift certificates to the Red Room. Gotta love a Red Room special. So first, what you need to do is find the Door County Podcast on Facebook, like and follow the page, and then share this page or this episode, and then answer the following question. The first one in, maybe we won't do the first one in, maybe we'll do random. We'll do random. The first 5 people in to get this answer correct. So, cherry pit spitting world record. A lot of times at cherry festivals, contestants will compete to spit their cherry pits the furthest. The state record stands at how many feet? How many feet is a state record for spitting a cherry pit? That's kind of hard to say. So go find the Door County Podcast on Facebook, like and follow the page, and share this episode, and put your answer in the comments under this episode when you see it come up, and you could be the winner of a Red Room $10 gift certificate, which will get you a Red Room special. So go do that. That'd be fun. Can't wait for you guys to chime in on that one. So now let's move right into the meat of this episode because we have a very good interview with Tom from DC LifeTech. But first of all, here is a message from our sponsor of this episode.
Oh no, I need to finish this project and my computer just crashed.
These days, technology is life, and DC LifeTech is here to help you. Emails or data not syncing, printer not working. Did your device or computer stop working? Don't panic, DC LifeTech can transfer all of your data to a new device. It may not be lost. Sometimes you may need a new device, or sometimes it can be a simple part replacement, saving you the cost of a new piece of equipment. Fraud is rampant these days. Be proactive and ask DC LifeTech about fraud and virus protection for just $99 a year. Occasionally, they can simply remote into your computer and fix a problem without you even leaving the house. With DC LifeTech, you can have peace of mind with technology. Be confident, be proactive, and let DC LifeTech help empower your tech journey. Located in the Fairfield building on the corner of 3rd Avenue and Michigan Street in downtown Sturgeon Bay. Thank you, DC LifeTech, for coming aboard. Now I want to go over a few things that Tom will end up talking about better later when we get to his interview in a few minutes. But technology and fraud, phishing, extortion, personal data breaches are huge. Some of the highest loss categories are investment fraud, business email compromise, tech support scams, personal data breaches. Business email compromise, $2.77 billion. This is based off studies that I just looked up and found. Tech support scams, $1.46 billion. Personal data breaches, $1.45 billion. Cyber-enabled fraud overall accounted for 38% of complaints, but 83% of losses. The demographics, this is what's important for Door County and surrounding areas. People age 60 plus were hit the hardest. $4.8 to $5 billion in losses is the highest total and average loss per victim among age groups, averaging $83,000 for this group in some analyses. total reports, fraud-related losses. These all come from just some stuff I looked up, and it's just insane how good these scammers are now. A lot of times, look out, for emails that look real but aren't. Chances are, if you didn't initiate the contact, it could be a scam or a fraud. I run into this all the time, especially with being in business. I think it might be even worse, but I don't know that for sure. It's just insane. So now we're going to jump into the interview with Tom, and make sure you listen to this one. Not only can they help you with any problems or things that you might think are major problems, they might not be with your computer or device or printer. They can help you out with Wi-Fi and stay connected. And are you tired of a crappy Wi-Fi signal in the garage? I mean, they can help you. And then he also talks about fraud a lot, and it seems inexpensive uh, for you to have some protection on your computer, and you can stop in there anytime. So let's jump into the interview with Tom from DC LifeTech. All right, this week on the Door County podcast, we have Tom from DC LifeTech. How's it going, Tom?
It's great. Yourself?
Pretty good. So tell us about DC LifeTech and how you got started with that, and what made you get into that.
So it's kind of every business has a beginning, and basically DC LifeTech started off as a mobile Apple repair. So we were initially going to people's houses, businesses, or coffee shops, and we'd actually repair their iPhone, iPad, basically right in my car. So I kind of got the idea of fixing iPad or iPhones, and basically I started practicing, and then I determined, how am I going to do this? And I made the determination that I was going to basically go to people's businesses and houses, and I just practiced in my car. I had a little tray, taking them apart, putting them together over and over, and finally I felt confident enough to basically head out and go to people's businesses and houses. Generally, when I was doing it, I was getting pretty good at iPhones. I would go to people's places and I'd have it done in about 20-30 minutes. They would give us a call, I'd show up. 30 minutes later, their phone looked like brand new. So that's basically how DC LifeTech started. Once we started gaining more customers and started to grow the business, then we started to set up a shop in Sturgeon Bay. So we had an office at the Fairfield building, right downtown, right on Michigan and 3rd. That was really nice because now I had more equipment. Some of the problems I ran into doing the mobile repairs was somebody thought they maybe had an iPhone 7 and it was really an iPhone 8. Or a different model, so I'd bring the wrong screen. What was nice about once we had the office, all the equipment, all the phones, everything was there, so we were able to get things done very efficiently. Plus, I was able to get quite a few devices fixed in a day's time. So that's basically, the start of DC LifeTech.
I remember now that you say that, I remember you doing that with the car and going around. That was really convenient. Like, I think people love that. It's kind of like the windshield repair people. You go to work, you come out, and your windshield's fixed.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it, people just like that, where they didn't have to take time out of their day to get this device fixed. It was fixed right away. They didn't have to worry about transferring data from their old phone to their new phone. And I'm telling you, once we put that new screen on, it truly looked like a brand new phone. And that's really what people liked. And I think in 2026 or back then, it's all about convenience. And it was a convenience that people liked.
And people's life are on there. As much as you don't like it, even your kids, whatever, it's just everything's on. It's not going to slow down unless we get hit with some EMP or something. It's not emails, everything is on there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're even using screens in schools now. They stay off your devices, but here's a tablet and a Chromebook. This is how we do everything. So very convenient. I think it's important to tell people the kind of services that you offer, because maybe not everybody knows everything you do. There's so much to your world.
Correct. There is. And technology is always evolving. So technology, 10 years ago versus 2026 are very, very different. So right now, we're located right now in the Fairfield building, again, right at the corner of Michigan and 3rd Avenue, beautiful building there. And basically, we take care of all computer needs. So when I start talking about computer needs, it's going to start off with new computer setup. So as far as taking your old computer, transferring everything into the new computer, I know a lot of people are concerned about that. How do I get my data from the old one to the new one? We take care of all that. It can be as simple as we have computers in stock where you stop in, pick out a computer, and we'll transfer all the data. Or maybe you like a computer at a different store. Maybe there's a certain brand that you really, really like. I know a lot of times when it comes to computers, people are kind of brand loyal to a brand. And if we don't have have that, then you just go and purchase that computer, maybe on Amazon or Best Buy, something along those lines. Bring it to us, and then we can transfer all that data from that old computer to the new one. A lot of things that we deal with, obviously, email is very, very important. As we sit in 2026, it's very important. I think for myself, I check it daily. When I wake up, I check my email, and users and people do that as well. So when there becomes a breakdown in email where you're not getting your emails or they're not synced up, we deal a lot with that. Or you lost your password and you need help getting back into your email. So we do a lot of things with email accounts relating to computers.
Email did not go out of style yet.
It has not.
I heard my kids say I'm old because I use email for work and business. There's no better way to really communicate. If you need to print it out and then look at your screen and look back at that email, you can. It's right there. And I know, print it out. But I just want to go back to one other thing quick. The repair part. One of my daughters in college had an app or a MacBook, and you guys just put a new screen on it. And I was actually pretty surprised at how, and it costed enough, but buying a new one is $1,600. And this saved a ton of money, and it works perfectly fine. I just want to let people know they can do stuff like that. Don't just throw it away. Maybe you have an old one in there that something else is wrong, but the screen is good. And hers, it was just a screen. It just decided to give up.
Yeah, and these electronics nowadays are very expensive. And what we always tell everybody, a lot of people think their device might be like 5 years old or maybe 8 years old, but by the time we get in the office, it might only be 3 years old. Mm-hmm. So in those situations, the cost of a new computer being in that, over $1,000 for a good computer. A lot of times, if it's not that old, we'll give you the options like, hey, we can repair this for, maybe $300 or whatever the cost is. Obviously, when you're dealing with like the Apple products, they are a little bit more pricier to fix because there's not many parts out there. Just giving people the option to get more longevity out of these devices where they don't have to throw that other one away. They're basically able to repair it.
Yeah, and one other thing just to piggyback on that is actually the computer right now that we're using to record on, I got at Quantum PC, which now you guys took over like the personal PCs and stuff. I paid a little bit extra, but I had extra RAM added immediately when I ordered it, and they took out all the garbage that comes on it. Now, I had bought somebody a computer from Walmart, and it lasted 2 years because of all the trash on it, and it's so much more worth it. I highly recommend you go in there and talk to Ethan if you need a new computer, even if it's a little bit more than Walmart. This thing is still blazing fast, and it's probably almost 5 years old.
Yeah, and really what you're hitting on is really when you buy that new computer, Microsoft lets you use a Microsoft platform. It is loaded with all these programs that you don't need. And unfortunately, when you turn on that computer, that's what's going to affect how fast that screen pops up. So when we actually do a new computer setup, that's what we're doing is we're eliminating all those programs running in the background, because that's what's essentially slowing down your computer. So, and people don't realize that. They think they just hit the power button with their new computer, everything's up and running. But in the background, if you go to your task manager, if you know how to get there, I'm telling you, there's a lot of things running on your computer you have no idea.
Yeah, I just wanted to hit that because this is a real life scenario. Like everything is, it's awesome. It's so much more worth it. Trust me. When it comes to this, you get what you pay for sometimes. So stay away from the big box stores and go buy a local at DC LifeTech.
And I agree with that. When it does come to computers, a lot of it is just you get what you pay for. If you're, wanting a computer to last you 7-8 years and you think you're going to go to Walmart or whatever and pay $300 and have that computer last you 7-8 years, unfortunately, it's just not going to happen. You're going to get what you pay for when it comes to computers.
Perfect. All right, let's get back to what you were talking about before with technology moving forward. And I know you have some other important things for everybody to get into and the services you offer. That's kind of where I interrupted you. We were talking about some of your services and we had just got past like computers and sales and stuff.
Yeah, and we also come on site. There are some issues that maybe that we can't take care of over the phone, or maybe you don't have the means to bring it to us. Obviously, Door County, we deal with a lot of people that are elderly and just have mobility issues that just can't get to us. So in those situations, we actually do go on site. So you can just contact us. Ethan will actually head out on site. But one of the major problems that we do run into at the homes is going to be your printer. I don't think I'm alone. Anytime that you want to use your printer, there's two problems. Either you have no ink or it's not working. Those are the two options. Very seldom do you hit print and now the sheets that you need are magically done. It doesn't happen that way. So a lot of times on those types of situations, we're able to remote in and get those problems fixed very quickly. A lot of times when it deals with a printer issue, it's probably related to drivers and stuff on your computer. Some problems are just more complex or hard to, fix. Another thing that we do as far as on-sites is we offer Wi-Fi setup. So if you have a house, let's say you're a 2-story house and you have no internet upstairs in the bedrooms, we can hook up a mesh system. So now you'll be able to have internet throughout your house, or maybe if you want it in your backyard or your patio or whatever it is, we can offer those mesh systems when it comes to Wi-Fi.
I've heard of those. Like, I have a garage, and luckily mine reaches there. It kind of sucks, but if I wanted to, I could have you come and set something up so I could be lightning fast in the garage just as well as in this room we're in.
Correct. And that's basically what that mesh system does. It basically bridges those systems together. So if you have good internet right by your router, you're going to have a good internet signal out in your garage. And, I think it is frustrating because a lot of homes, especially 2-level homes or homes that are maybe like a ranch style where it's really long, you might be able to get it on one end of the house, but you can't get it on the other end of the house. And now with technology involves where you want to be able to relax, maybe watch YouTube, TikTok, whatever it is. So it's frustrating when you don't have good internet. And that's something that you don't have to live with. There are options out there that are very inexpensive to hooking up Wi-Fi and having Wi-Fi everywhere.
Well, that's good to know because I've been there with the 2-story house thing and, 10 TVs and 5 tablets and everybody's things suck up all the bandwidth. So that's good to know. See, I didn't really recognize that you did that, went out to do that. So that's something good for the community to know.
Correct.
Like, hey, call you. If you're having internet problems, call Ethan or Tom down at DC LifeTech. They'll come save the day because internet is life.
Internet is life. And, getting you back on email or, getting your printer hooked back up, whatever the issues are, we're generally going to be able to, help you out with those needs. We don't really deal with like the cameras. A lot of people nowadays are wanting cameras installed in their house. We don't do any camera installs. We have other businesses in Door County that do that. Another thing we do get asked once in a while is Starlink, installing Starlink. We don't do the Starlink install. If somebody calls us, we can refer them to somebody, but we don't do Starlink. Great product.
Yeah, it is. I had it for a little while. I had to, and it was pretty awesome. So if the cameras, you're talking about the cameras, if somebody sets up cameras but are just having issues with like connecting the app, maybe they're just doing something wrong, is that something that you can go take care of?
Yeah.
Not putting the camera in yourself.
Yeah, so that would really be like a hardware, software type issue, and that would be something absolutely we can help out. We just had a client that we helped out where they had their hard drive on their camera. They wanted to be able to store more data as far as more days, and we just installed a new hard drive, reformatted it, installed it, and now I don't know the particulars, but it's a significant amount of time that they can record at their house. So as long as all the cameras are, where you want them and they're working, we have internet, we'll be able to troubleshoot and figure out what the problem is to get those cameras back and working.
So it doesn't hurt to give you a call, even if it's something you don't do.
Correct.
It might be something you do. So it does not hurt to give a call, and maybe you can give a little advice, and there it is, done.
Yeah, and even you talk about that. Last week we had somebody walk in the office. They had a Roomba, the little vacuum went around, and they basically had a motor that was out of it. Never taken one apart, never did it, but we were able to look at some YouTube videos, and lo and behold, we were able to replace that motor for the customer, and they were just ecstatic that the Roomba was back in service.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
What other services? Are any other services that you would like to get out there that maybe people just don't know about, or did you pretty much cover that?
We covered a lot of services, but the other thing that I want to really touch base on is going to be fraud and virus protection. So we do offer virus protection. Basically, it covers your computer, going to not necessarily eliminate all the threats, but it's going to minimize a lot of threats. When it comes to fraud, obviously, we see it on a daily basis. People are coming to our office and they're very disappointed that they got caught up in a fraud. Mm-hmm. Some people don't lose anything. Some people have lost thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. The biggest thing is when it comes to fraud is you cannot be embarrassed. These scammers are really, really good at what they do.
Oh, yeah.
And basically at the end of the day, you are dealing with a professional and they're taking your trust and your kindness and taking advantage of you. When you think you're doing something good, unfortunately, it is something bad. And before you know it, a few buttons are clicked and the next thing you know, they take over your computer. And now you fall victim to a fraud. So the biggest thing is for us is to not be embarrassed. You have to be take charge of it, right? And really figure out how you're going to get help. Your first step is, number one, take that computer and turn the internet off or turn the power off. Second step is get that computer to DC LifeTech as ASAP. Basically, what we do is basically going to scrub that computer. So we're going to remove all the software that they put on there. And basically, our goal is to make your computer safe again. We understand that you were a victim of fraud, and our main thing is to making sure that you're safe online again. We have several customers that come in after they were a victim of a fraud and even stop in and be like, hey, do you think this is okay? And then we'll be able to say, yes, this is okay or not okay. But again, the biggest thing is just don't be embarrassed, because these are professionals. They know what they're doing. They're very good at what they're doing. You just have to know where to turn for help. And we're basically able to provide that help. And it might be something as simple as a pop-up screen pop up on your computer, and you might have a question. We can just remote into your computer and say, yes, that's a scam, or no, it's not a scam. Even for myself, I get those little text messages that look legit and they're not. It's so easy just to see that link. And once you click on that link, that's where they get access to you. That's how that works. It comes down to the user. Unfortunately, it's us. We're the ones that allow them in. We're the ones that click the link. And that's where you just cannot be embarrassed that these are professionals. We just wanted to let you know that there is help out there. We will help you. And we will make sure that you're safe out there.
And they are very good. They're essentially hackers. I actually get emails all the time that looks like it's from PayPal or Amazon saying, thank you for paying this invoice on something I know I didn't order, and it's $300 or $400 every time. They use all those companies' logos. It legitimately looks like it's coming from Amazon, PayPal, whatever. They just want you to click or call them to dispute it. And then when you call them, you're calling this center that they're just like, oh, they just want your information. That's how they say they're going to fix it. And all they're doing is gathering your information. It's super important, the fraud thing that you are talking about. So I wouldn't trust anybody. If I lived in Door County, I would definitely come to you. I wouldn't have even a company farther away that you can't physically go to their store. I mean, some of these fraudsters will play the long game until they get your information. And
Absolutely.
Then if they find out you have retirement accounts and all this, you could be out. It could take years to recover any of that if you can get it back.
Yeah, more than likely, it's very tough to get that money back, once it's sent. A lot of it just looking at the red flags, noticing, like when you come into DC LifeTech, you're either paying with a debit card, credit card. When someone is asking you to pay with, Amazon card or Apple cards, those should be sending up a lot of red flags, but unfortunately, people just get caught up in the scam and they just do what the person tells them. A lot of it too, let's say you buy a computer for $1,000. Now they're wanting you to go get $800 or $1,000 worth of gift cards. Well, you only paid $1,000 for the computer. And not to make light of that, but people get caught up in these scams and they're doing it every single day. And that's where we want to make sure, like, hey, don't be embarrassed. We're going to help you. We're going to help you get through this. And a lot of it is just giving you the confidence to feel confident about getting back online, getting that computer safe, getting you back safe, maybe showing you some things of, hey, some warning signs, don't be clicking on these things. That's going to be the biggest thing. And, Door County, we are a great community here. We work very closely with the banks. So we hand out our pamphlets. I don't know, maybe like 3 months ago, I made these nice little pamphlets, just dealt with fraud, that it was very easy for the banks that when, a customer gets caught up in these scams, they're able to give them a flyer. They're able to find us, and basically working together through the banks and us to making sure that our community is safe and that everybody feels safe online.
So antivirus is very important and probably not something people think about. And if somebody brings in their computer or buys a new one, you can recommend what level. I'm sure there's levels, more secure, not, but this is why you're here to help people.
Correct.
And set that up. That would probably be the first thing I would do on a new computer.
Absolutely. If you're buying a computer, obviously you want that protection. So again, you want some sort of virus protection. Now, it's not going to protect you from everything. Obviously, if you get a link and you click on it, but it's going to minimize those links coming to you. So as far as us, we offer basically a plan that covers your computer for a full year. It's $99, and that covers all your virus protection. What's also unique about the $99, we also install our remote software on there. So if you're at home and you run into a problem, or maybe you have a pop-up screen that you're not sure of, you can just give us a call. We can remote in on your computer, see what's going on, and telling you, yes, that is a scam, or no, that's not a scam. So just having that accessibility. If you're not sure, before you click, give us a call and we'll figure it out. We'll help you out.
$99 for a year is cheap for peace of mind.
Correct.
I might have to get in there because I honestly don't think I have one here, but they'll also at least maybe, if they don't stop something, will an antivirus program throw up maybe a red flag or flag something so you can just like shut your computer, turn off that Wi-Fi?
Yes, and a lot of it just minimizing or stopping that. If there was a fraud or some sort of scam going on, it's going to recognize that and giving you the prompts to turn that computer off.
All right. Well, I've already have brain overload at this technology stuff, so I appreciate you stopping in. This is going to be awesome for the community. Is there anything else you want to cover? Maybe tell people where to go to find you online. Otherwise, the Fairfield building. I know you just go in the Michigan Street entrance, down a couple steps, and you're right there.
Yes.
Anything else you want to tell the people? Any extra services? Anything else? Or
We went over all the services. I would like to give a little shout out to Nathan and Aaron at Quantum PC. Obviously, they were a huge contributor of this because, I know Nathan when he was over on a one-man show, literally
Kentucky
doing everything.
Street.
So it's great to see that the American dream is still out there. If you're willing to put in the work, it's going to happen. From the beginning, I knew Nathan when he worked over on Kentucky Street. He opened that store and he was doing everything. He was answering the phones. He was making, house calls and all that kind of stuff. And now he's growing that business into what it is today. Because of that success, he unfortunately had to make some decisions. And one of the decisions was to continue with the business support. But he wanted to make sure that he was taking care of that residential service. So that's where, Nathan and I have been working together for years. There was that trust there. And basically, Ethan was already working at Quantum. So it was just an easy fit. In the summer of 2025, we took over all of Quantum's referrals on all their residential. And that really has been, a great asset, especially, partnering with a great company of Quantum Technologies, because a lot of people have trusted them for their computer services. And for us, we're going to continue that same service. The only thing different is instead of going into Quantum Technologies or going into DC LifeTech, we're providing that same local service. And the other thing that's really unique is Ethan, you've probably seen a smiling face at Quantum when you were there. Now you're seeing it at DC LifeTech. So for people, familiarity is very important. They want local, they want to be trusted, and DC LifeTech now fills that void that was left by Quantum Technologies. But, Quantum Technologies, Nathan and Aaron gave us a huge opportunity, and we appreciate everything that they do. Even to this day, if somebody calls for computer repair, they still refer everybody to us. As far as our location, we're right downtown. We're in the Fairfield building. It's one of those buildings that you probably have driven by hundreds of thousands of times and just didn't really even notice it over there.
Right.
Man, when you walk in that building, it's a beautiful building, has been, totally renovated, and just a really nice location. We're there Monday through Friday. Somebody's always there Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. If you want to stop in anytime, or you can give us a call. The number is 920-333-3681. You can give us a call, make an appointment, or stop by. Whatever is easier, we're always there.
Awesome. Any website, or is it you just basically on socials?
Yeah, we're on social. We also have a website. So from our website, you're able to make an appointment. So you'll just fill out a contact form. It will send us an email, and that's just dclifetech.com.
Oh, that's nice. You
Yeah.
can make an appointment right on there.
You can make an appointment.
Quick story, the computer that's in my shop, I bought from Nathan when he was on Kentucky Street, so I might be due for an upgrade pretty soon.
You might be getting close.
I mean, every once in a while I get this warning on the screen. It's like a warning with the fan, and then I just have to reboot it, and then it works. So one day it's not going to go, and I'm going to be like, hey, tapping that fan, and it's not working.
Yeah, and whenever that day happens, again, biggest thing is, where to take that computer. We're going to be able to get you taken care of. We'll take a look at it. Is it something where the computer needs to be totally upgraded that's so old? Or are we just having a fan issue where maybe we can just replace the fan? It's pretty common on computers. Our fans go out. Something, if you are keeping a computer in a garage, it could be as simple as maybe there's some dust on the fan blades that's just causing it to not spin correctly.
Guaranteed. I don't think I've ever opened it up.
Yeah.
That computer is a beast. There's a hard drive in it I haven't even touched yet. I should really bring this into Ethan before it's too late, that right in the middle of a project and it just crashes, I'm going to be hitting myself for that.
But even if that computer crashes, we still have the availability to get that data out of there. So a lot of people do assume that a computer that doesn't turn on or that crashes or you get the blue screen of death, whatever it is, don't panic. Minimize the button pushing and the things online. Just bring that computer to us. We do have very good success rates as far as in-house getting the data back. We've also worked with a company, I believe out of New York, that does data recovery. Now, when you don't back up your stuff, it's very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
We have people that don't back up their stuff. They have paid a significant amount of money. So the best thing is just backing up your data. I know it's easier said than done. I'm guilty of it as well. I utilize the iCloud, but I think all of us assume our stuff is backed up. And until that bad day happens when everything goes down and now we start up that new device and there's nothing there, that's a pretty disappointing day.
I don't have my stuff backed up. Shh.
Don't tell anybody.
I better do that because I have every single file since I started my business on there. Like everybody's artwork, everything. Now I got some stuff to think about. So.
And right now, storage is really expensive. So the bits for storage have gone up significantly, probably 3 times as much. When you are buying storage, those little SSDs,
Yep.
the prices have increased on those. But again, some people are more comfortable where they want that SSD where it's physical, they can hold on to it, they can put it in a safe. And then you got other people are comfortable with iCloud. They can throw everything in storage. Whatever type of backup you're looking to do, if you want that SSD drive where it's a hard drive, or you want iCloud to be able to back it up, again, drop off those devices, stop in, make an appointment with us, and we can sit down and take a look to see what is actually backed up. Because a lot of times when we sit down with people, the unfortunate story is it's normally not backed up.
All right. And on that note, I think we covered everything, but I am glad that you did bring up backing stuff up. Don't just toss your device if it crashes. I wonder how many people do that and don't realize you can still get their information off. Correct. I think that was a really good point here at the end to finish this episode off. It's very informational. I even learned some stuff, and I thought I knew a little bit about tech.
Sure. and again, the biggest thing is just, you got any tech issues, just stop by. And either we're going to be able to help you, we're going to refer you to somebody, but one way or another, we're going to try to troubleshoot this and figure out whatever your problems are when it comes to technology and do the best thing that's possible for you.
Well, that sounds good to me. Everybody, you need to go check out DC LifeTech. Find them online. If you have any technical issues with any kind of tech, just give them a call or stop in, bring it in. You never know. I mean, they just fixed a Roomba, so.
Yeah, so we now we have experience doing the Roomba, so the next one might go a little faster.
All right, well, I really appreciate you taking the time to stop by. I know time is money, but I think this will be very helpful for people and maybe help spread the word where you are and that you're here.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
A little peace of mind. So thank you, Tom, for coming in.
Thank you.
And there you have it. Tom from DC LifeTech just spewing out the knowledge. If you have any questions or issues with technology, just give them a call. Like he said, they're located in the Fairfield building right downtown. Walk in the entrance off of Michigan Street and just down a couple steps and they're right there. Nice little shop and office in there. Very friendly. Every time you go in there, Ethan's hard at work, sitting there. I have never seen him not working when I've went in there. And go say hi. Bring in your device if you need some help. Or if you're looking for a new one, go check it out there. And stay away from the big box stores when it comes to your electronics. I mean, you can just take that advice if you want or not, but from experience, I've done both, and my computers last way longer when you go into a shop like that and buy something where they can eliminate all the garbage that comes on it that's running and slows your computer down, or even make your Wi-Fi better in your house or your garage or whatever it is. DC LifeTech is the place to go. They've been doing it for a long time. Good reputation. I personally just had a screen fixed on a MacBook there. It was less expensive than I thought it was going to be, so I did not have to buy a new one. And I thought I was going to have to buy a new one, but I didn't. Just had the screen replaced. There's a lot of options because the computer was working just fine. Just the screen went out, like that kind of stuff tends to happen. So go check out DC LifeTech. Make sure you like and follow and please share this podcast and the YouTube page for Door County Podcast. All of that you can do is free, and it will really help out this podcast grow and expand and bring you more small business highlights and information for Door County.
Like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss out. Find us on Facebook and Instagram at Door County Pod and on YouTube at Door County Podcast. Feel free to email the show with stories, questions, or if you are a business owner and would like to see what it takes to be a part of the show, doorcountypod@gmail.com.